Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Rose.
And I'm Noah. How are you, Rose?
You know what? Today was one of those weirdly quiet days. Nothing bad happened, nothing exciting happened. It was just quiet.
I actually love days like that.
Really?
Yeah, past me would have hated it. I used to think a good day had to be busy. Like, if I wasn't doing something or seeing someone, I was wasting time.
Oh my God, same. I remember being younger and feeling almost guilty if I spent an entire day by myself.
Right? Like, if all your friends were out doing something and you were just at home, it felt like you were missing out on life somehow.
Exactly. Even if I didn't actually want to go anywhere.
That's the weird part. Sometimes I wasn't lonely. I just didn't like the idea of being alone.
There's a difference.
A huge difference.
And I don't think I understood that for a long time.
Honestly, neither did I. Because when people hear the word alone, they immediately think of loneliness.
Or isolation.
Or being sad.
Yeah. But over the years, I've realized those things aren't necessarily the same.
Definitely not. Some of the loneliest moments of my life happened when I was surrounded by people.
That's actually true.
And some of the most peaceful moments happened when I was completely by myself.
Which is kind of what we wanted to talk about today.
Learning how to be alone. Not cutting people off. Not becoming some mysterious mountain monk.
Yes.
Just becoming comfortable with your own company.
Because honestly, that's a skill a lot of us never really learn.
Do you remember the first time you ate alone at a restaurant?
Oh my God, yes. I was 20, and I thought everyone was staring at me.
Same. I felt like I had committed a crime.
Exactly. I walked in and immediately thought, they know. They know I'm alone. They know I have no friends.
They know nobody loves me.
The drama.
That's genuinely how it felt. I sat there trying to look busy. I kept checking my phone every 10 seconds.
I did the exact same thing.
And now when I think about it, nobody cared.
Not a single person.
Everyone was focused on their own lives. Meanwhile, I was creating an entire movie in my head.
I think that's true for so many things. We assume people are paying attention to us, but they're usually thinking about themselves.
I remember going to a movie alone for the first time.
How was it?
Honestly, amazing. But before the movie started, I felt weird. I bought one ticket. The cashier looked at me and said, "One?" And for some reason, I felt judged.
Poor cashier. They probably ask that question 100 times a day.
I know, but in my head, it sounded like, "One?"
Like you had failed some social requirement.
Exactly. Then the movie started, and I realized nobody cared. Actually, it was kind of nice. No waiting for friends, no discussing where to sit, no compromise.
That's one thing I learned too. Doing things alone can be incredibly peaceful. Have you ever traveled alone?
Once, and it was chaos.
Of course it was.
I missed a train, got lost, accidentally walked 10 miles. My phone died.
That sounds exactly like you.
But weirdly, it's one of my favorite memories because every decision was mine, every mistake was mine, every little discovery felt personal.
I know what you mean. When you're alone, you notice things differently. You walk slower, you pay attention, you observe.
You also talk to yourself more.
That's true.
At one point, I literally said, "Good job, Noah," out loud, to myself.
Why do you think being alone feels so uncomfortable for people?
Honestly, silence. Because silence leaves room for thoughts. And thoughts can be messy.
That's actually true. Sometimes we're not avoiding being alone. We're avoiding what's waiting for us when everything gets quiet.
Exactly. The moment there's no music, no videos, no scrolling, no distractions. Suddenly, you're face to face with yourself.
And sometimes that's uncomfortable.
Because maybe you've been avoiding something. Stress, regret, fear, uncertainty.
Or even just boredom. People hate being bored now.
We have unlimited entertainment. The second we're alone, we grab our phones.
I catch myself doing that all the time, even waiting in line for 30 seconds, immediately reaching for my phone.
Same. It's almost automatic.
I wonder if we've forgotten how to simply sit with ourselves.
Maybe. And social media definitely doesn't help.
How so?
Because it constantly shows us what everyone else is doing. So even when we're having a nice, quiet day, we start feeling like we're missing something.
FOMO.
Exactly. You see people traveling, partying, going out, and suddenly your peaceful evening feels less exciting.
Even though 5 minutes earlier you were perfectly happy.
Right. Nothing actually changed, only the comparison.
I think this is where people confuse solitude and loneliness.
Definitely, because they're not the same thing.
Not even close.
I've felt lonely in crowded rooms.
Me too.
You're surrounded by people, but you don't feel connected.
And then there are days when you're completely alone and feel perfectly peaceful.
Exactly. Loneliness isn't about the number of people around you. It's about connection.
That's such an important distinction.
I used to think being alone automatically meant being lonely. Now I don't.
Same. There were periods in my life where I constantly needed people around me. Not because I enjoyed it, but because I didn't know who I was without them.
That's deep.
I mean it. If plans got canceled, I'd feel disappointed beyond what made sense.
Because the plans weren't really the issue.
Exactly. I was depending on other people to fill every empty space.
I think a lot of us do that.
And there's nothing wrong with loving people or wanting connection.
Humans need connection. That's normal.
Absolutely. But there's a difference between wanting connection and feeling incomplete without it.
Wow, that's actually true. Can I admit something?
Always.
When I was younger, I tied a lot of my self-worth to being wanted. Friends texting me, people inviting me places, relationships, all of it.
I think that's more common than people admit.
If my phone was quiet, I felt bad, like something was wrong.
I understand that.
Now I don't feel that way as much, because I've learned that being alone doesn't automatically mean being forgotten.
That's a beautiful distinction.
Okay, here's where we might disagree.
Go on.
I think some people genuinely need very little alone time.
Really?
Yeah, I know people who recharge by being around others.
That's true.
They spend an entire weekend alone and feel miserable.
Meanwhile, I spend an entire weekend alone and suddenly become a better person.
Exactly.
I definitely need solitude, not because I dislike people, but because my brain gets crowded.
That's how I know you're an overthinker.
Excuse me?
Your thoughts need their own waiting room.
Honestly, that's fair.
I think everyone's social battery works differently.
Absolutely. The goal isn't the same amount of alone time for everyone. It's finding your balance.
Exactly.
Do you think someone can spend too much time alone?
I do.
Interesting.
Because enjoying solitude is healthy. Avoiding people is different.
I agree.
If being alone becomes a way to escape every difficult conversation, that's probably not healthy.
Or if you're isolating yourself because you're afraid of being vulnerable.
Right.
Being comfortable alone shouldn't replace relationships.
Relationships still matter. Friendships matter. Family matters. Community matters.
The goal isn't to become someone who needs nobody.
The goal is to be okay when nobody happens to be around.
Exactly. When did being alone stop feeling scary for you?
During a really boring Saturday.
Explain.
Nobody could hang out. I was annoyed. Then I decided to stop waiting around. I went for a walk, got lunch, read a book, watched a movie. And at the end of the day, I thought, that was actually nice.
That's such a simple moment.
Yeah, nothing dramatic happened. I just realized my day didn't need another person to be worthwhile.
I had a similar experience. Mine happened at a cafe. I brought a notebook, no distractions, no plans, and I ended up sitting there for almost 3 hours.
3 hours?
I know, it's very on brand for me.
Extremely.
But I remember feeling calm, not entertained, not excited, just calm. And I realized I hadn't felt that way in a long time.
What's something you enjoy doing alone now?
Walking, definitely walking. No destination, just wandering.
I love that.
What about you?
Movies. Still movies. Nobody steals my snacks. Nobody whispers questions during important scenes.
That sounds suspiciously specific.
Because it happened. Many times.
What surprised you most about solitude?
How much I learned about myself.
Yeah,
When you're constantly around people, it's easy to absorb their opinions, their preferences, their energy. But when you're alone, you start noticing your own voice.
I love that. Your own voice.
Not literally, that would be concerning.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
I think solitude helped me understand what genuinely makes me happy. Not what looks impressive, not what gets approval. Just what I actually enjoy.
That's powerful.
And honestly, some of the answers surprised me.
Like what?
Reading, walking, quiet mornings, making tea, watching rain.
Watching rain is elite.
I knew you'd agree.
If someone listening feels uncomfortable being alone, what would you tell them?
Honestly, I'd tell them they're not weird. A lot of people struggle with it.
Definitely.
And it doesn't have to happen all at once. You don't need to book a solo trip tomorrow.
Please don't start there.
Maybe start with coffee, a walk, a bookstore, a movie.
Small things.
Small things.
You know what's funny? When we started talking about this topic, I thought it would be about independence.
And
Now I think it's more about friendship.
friendship?
With yourself.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Neither was I. It sounded smarter in my head.
No, I actually like that. Because that's kind of what happens. You stop treating solitude like punishment and start treating it like company.
Exactly.
And the funny thing is, learning to enjoy being alone actually made me appreciate people more. Because now I spend time with people because I want to, not because I'm afraid of being by myself.
That's such a huge difference.
Well, I think that's probably a good place to end.
Agreed. Thank you all for spending some time with us tonight.
Whether you're listening on a walk, in your room, on a late night drive, or just relaxing somewhere quiet, we're glad you're here.
Take care of yourselves.
And we'll talk to you again soon.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.